So I was gonna do this video standing up. Literally sitting on my bed is like the best lighting ever, so this is gonna be it. And also the best setup because my tripod is a pillow and a plushie. No work having to go into this video. So welcome back. I really wanted to make this video because I just wanted to talk about like stuff that's on my TBRs, books that I recently bought, some books that I bought while I was in Korea. If you didn't know, I was in Korea and Japan for like a month. I didn't buy a lot of books because I was scared of weight. Honestly, I think 6 books is quite honestly a lot. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about those, and then just some TBRs and some stuff that I recently finished because why not? Just wanted to, like I said, just wanted to talk book, really, whatever that may look like. I don't know who's watching this besides my 3 friends that love religiously watching my videos, and also probably like 1 or 2 watches by my parents or my brother. The rest, I don't know who you are, but thank you for watching. The 20 people, thank you. Okay, so first I plan on doing books that I've read so far this year, and I do plan on doing like another recap video like I did a couple months ago, just recapping like the books that I've read for the second quarter, since I technically did like the first quarter. So without further ado, let's talk about this. So the first book that I read since I have been back from the trip was Just for the Summer. I actually started reading this while I was in Korea and Japan. I just didn't have enough time to actually like run through it like I typically do with books, obviously because I was traveling. I like pretty much was reading whenever I had like free time, or like aka whenever my friends were going on rides at Disneyland or Universal and I did not want to go on the rides because I get motion sickness, so I do not go on rides. So I was sitting in the park reading a book, probably looking like a weirdo. I don't blame anyone if they thought I looked weird, because why are you there if you're gonna read a book? This has like seen better days, this poor book, so I'll talk about her more in the end of the year recap. But this was one of the books I read. Following that, it was Pride Month, and I felt so bad that I picked this up towards the end of the month, but I did, and I finished it on, I don't know, sometime in the beginning of this month of July. On the 7th of July. Yes, I really liked this book. It's just that there was just so much to it that it took me like a very long time. It was not hard to get into. I really liked this book. I think I gave it a 4.75. It was so fun. This was amazing. I will again go into it more later, and hopefully whenever I do my next like recap, I will be more better about looking at my reading journal and like having notes about each book instead of just kind of babbling. Unless babbling is good, I really don't know. But yeah, so I will talk about this more again later on. But this was another book that I finished. So these have been the 2 books that I have read since being back. Both good, but I cannot wait to say more. Okay, the next genre is kind of talking about books that like I'm reading, have read, or like it's gonna be my book club book. Yes, if you don't know, I host a book club for me and my friends. This month's book was The Love Hypothesis, which I have already read, and I talked about it in my last video discussing the books that I have read so far. I'm so excited to talk about this book at book club because, like I said in my previous video, I really just fell in love with this book more than I thought I was going to. And I think looking back on it now, I think I could have rated it higher. I just didn't. I'm so excited to talk about this with my friends and like see their point of views, and then also just to like revisit this book. Honestly, it's just such a fun book. So yeah, so this is my book club book for the month, and I'm so excited to talk about that. And then the book that I'm like currently reading, but kind of like, it's not that I'm DNFing it, I just like don't know what to do right now, so I'm kind of like on a pause on it, is The Assassin's Brave by Sarah J Maas, which is technically the first book. It's just like a bunch of novellas that you read as a prelogue to the actual series. I'm reading it as the 3rd book because I wanted to read it in publishing order, which I know there's so many strong opinions, and I'm so sorry, but that's just how I am reading it. I preferred it that way. So I honestly think if I didn't read Throne of Glass first, then I probably, like, I think if I read this book first, I wouldn't have read Throne of Glass, if I'm being completely honest. I know that's controversial, I know. That's just how I am as a reader and someone who like, I just want to know what's happening. Like, just tell me and then I can come back later. So that's kind of like what I'm reading. I'm still trying to decide what to read. I'm trying to see like after that our book club meeting like what I should do. I don't know why I'm waiting for that because that's on the 26th and today is like the 16th, so that's like a lot of time to pass. So I'm kind of just like put that aside for now. She's here, she's there, she's waiting, and I just don't know what to do. I also got the audiobook for it because I think it will help me get through the book faster, because I'm also at a point where I'm like, again, like this is why I didn't read it as the first book, because I know it's like, and I know it's going to be important to the series, but it's just like not making me excited to read it because I just want to read what's actually happening in the actual story rather than the backstory. But I know the backstory is important, so please don't get mad at me. So now I'm going to talk about books that I've recently purchased, also about the books that I got in Korea. One of the things I bought was a series, a manhwa series, or like comic book series or webtoon, and I'm so happy to own this because I had been keeping up with this webtoon for so long and I like truly love the art so much. And while I was there, I think she had just released the physical copies, so that was super awesome to be able to go and grab. But it is True Love Operation, if you have ever heard of it. I bought the first 3 copies of this and they're so gorgeous, like oh my god. But yeah, the art is so beautiful. It's in full color, and guys, I don't know what to say. It's just so good. I like really want to own this just as a collector, and I think it's really cool to have like a webtoon that is not only from Korea but is in Korean. It's just so beautiful, and it was also so cheap. It was only like $11, which is like crazy compared to like here in the States where a manga is like $11. Mangas are so expensive here, and that's like, it's kind of killing me a little bit. But yeah, so I got these while I was over there and they're so gorgeous and I really love them. I need to find like a better way, somewhere better to display them, because right now they're just like sitting on my shelf like this, and I hate to do that when the art is like this beautiful. Probably what a lot of people are going to be excited about is while I was in Korea, I did buy something, and if you saw my last video, you know how I feel about this series so far. I've only read the first book of it, and I know that's crazy even though I bought like the first 2 copies of this series. I bought the Korean editions of Fourth Wing, and it is because the art on them is so gorgeous. Like, look how beautiful this is. Yeah, I like really had to get this. It's so beautiful. Kind of sucks is that my other ones came with like those like inserts that's like kind of transparent. It was supposed to come with that, but it didn't, which is kind of sad, but it's okay because I have the actual like, I mean, I have this beautiful cover. I think it was only like $15, which is again crazy because you know how expensive the book is here in the States. Like the actual book is it's like $32. Like, I'm sorry, I'm paying $32 for a book. Why are books so expensive? I know why books are so expensive, but I'm like it hurts my soul. That just like opened a whole topic in my head, like wow, this is so horrible because like now people with not an amazing income can't afford books. Anyways, like that is just so horrific to think about. Like it's just, if you know this universe, we are not loving her at the moment. So yeah, so this book was like $16 over there, which is like cheaper than any other book here in the States. But yeah, the art is I put this was like on my Pinterest board for the longest time, so to actually have this, yeah, I love it. I also bought Iron Flame, and this is it. And then it also came with, like I was saying, the like insert. Hopefully you can like see it well. Yeah, I'm trying to like, get no glare on it because again, I am doing this right in front of my window. So what's very interesting is that in Korea they have like, this is technically, yes, this is the second book in the series, but they have it split into 2 books. I don't know if it's because it's just like, I think it's because they translate like one half and then they translate another half. I actually like don't really know. I should probably like look into that just out of curiosity, honestly. So this is the second book. There was another edition of Iron Flame, but I went with this one because I think this one is the prettier copy in my personal opinion. Again, like so gorgeous. No, I have not read this one yet, but I really couldn't leave it hanging because again, this is also in my Pinterest board and it's so beautiful. I just like, it makes me think because like Rebecca Yarros is making this into a comic book, and I just really hope the art is beautiful, and I've heard that she has an eye for art, so if that's true, I'm hoping we get some panels looking like this, if I'm being honest. Even if it's black and white, like a manhwa, a manga, like that would be beautiful. So while I was there, which is really cool, but they had just released Onyx Storm, so I was able to get Onyx Storm as well. And again, it came with an insert, if I can find the insert. Okay, so here's the insert. Again, I have to like make sure it's not. So again, so pretty. What it looks like fully open. I'm like gagged. Whoever these artists are, I'm like, wow. I think these two are the same artists, but I think this one might be a little bit different. I could be wrong, but I honestly, they look a little different. I mean, it could all be different artists. I really don't know. So I bought these as well in Korea. I just really couldn't leave them behind because they're so gorgeous, and I know it's a popular series. This is really like, I love seeing artists depict the characters that we're reading, so I couldn't leave it hanging. I had to come home with these. Again, a good purchase, and they were all like $14-15. Some other books that I recently bought, I went to a used bookstore here in the Tulsa area. It's in the BA area, called Nichols Used Books. I'm pretty sure I'll put it on the screen. They have an amazing selection, if I'm being completely honest. I actually went and like traded books for store credit. So yeah, I got 2 books. I got Red Rising, which I have heard a lot of people talk about. I have it on my shelf waiting. I know a lot of my friends want to read it, so maybe we will book club it together. And again, I do know it is from a male's perspective. I would be very interested to like reading it. It was only $8, which is really cool. It still even has the Target sticker on it, which I do need to take off. But yeah, I am very happy to have this now. Another book that I bought is The Flatmate. So really cool is that this is a UK edition. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I really wanted to buy this actually before I left for Korea, but the ones that they had at Barnes & Nobles were kind of like fucked up, to say the least. And so I was happy that a used bookstore had a good clean edition that is a UK edition. And again, it's a used book, so cannot believe that this is in better condition than the one at Barnes & Noble. So yeah, I got these from Nichols Used Bookstore. They're an amazing bookstore, family owned, and guys, like, please give them support if you live in Oklahoma. They are so nice and deserve so much love and attention. Bleh. Had to go and do something. Anyway, so other recent purchases, I did fall for the propaganda. Sorry, I did. But okay, this is why I don't know what to do with Throne of Glass right now, because I do want to continue reading it, but I am very excited for this, and you probably already know, and you're probably already screaming at your screen. But yes, I did buy Crescent City, book 1 and book 2. I know I should read Throne of Glass, but you know, I'm just not listening to anyone. Well, I am kind of, because my friend is the one that wanted me to read it, so I don't know what to do because they're pretty hefty books. I'm just in a pickle, and that's why I'm like kind of waiting to see where book club takes me, because I mean, like, I know it's just gonna take me to another romance series that is not Throne of Glass or Crescent City, but I just want to see where I'm at with the book that I'm reading for book club, and see if I should pick up a hefty book or just something like Throne of Glass on the side while I'm reading it. So yeah, I bought these 2. I think these covers are also very pretty. I was gonna buy the UK editions because those are honestly the prettiest. These don't hurt my eyes as bad as the original covers for some reason. I will probably buy the 3rd book next paycheck, just because the one thing I do like about the US is that the font is at a reasonable size, and the UK editions are like skinny thin. Like, I'm already reading a big book, I don't want to read a big book and thin text. That's why I bought the US editions. And again, I do like these covers a lot more than the original ones. So yeah, so now briefly just gonna run through some TBRs. So the first one is Emily Henry's Beach Read. I really want to read this before the end of the summer. I'll probably read it in late August maybe. Okay, whoa, August. I will be reading this I just now decided I will be reading this in August. Is August like considered summer? Like, I know it is in some places is it not? I just want to know, because August is a weird month for me as well. I'm like, that's school is back, that means fall. If it's back to school season, it's the equivalent to fall in my personal opinion. The next book I want to read is Ali Hazelwood's Deep In. I also wanted to read this before summer. Is this a summer book, y'all? Because I know this came out in the beginning of the year. Did it not? I do have the one with the sprayed edges. My cousin bought it for me. Thank you, cuz. But yeah, I really want to read this. I'm so excited to read this. My friend Faith said that it was very good. I'm listening to her. I also heard the audiobook is very good. So I don't know. I'm very excited to read this. I haven't read an Ali Hazelwood book since The Love Hypothesis, so I really want to read this now. Another book I have is by an indie artist. Her name is Hedda Dubry. I'm so sorry. I'm probably butchering that all over the place. I do plan on reading this in the fall. It's her romantasy novel. I know it's a little bit on the darker side, but guys, look how pretty this art is. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. She is so nice, also so fun to talk to. I also have it signed by her. Here in Tulsa, they hosted like a book fair, and it was a lot of like local artists, which is so awesome. So yeah, I was able to quit this, and I'm very happy. Again, she is the sweetest person. She's just so sweet and so cool. I'm excited to read this hopefully in the fall. So yeah, you guys should check it out. Support indie authors if you can. Another novel I want to read, oh well, I guess this is like a series. It's not a novel, but I want to read The Serpent and the Wings of Night. The way that this is like, okay, just from like a graphic design standpoint, I can read it because I have heard the title before. But if it wasn't, I just would be very confused. The Serpent, the Wings of Night. Oh, The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Okay. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Crazy enough, while I was on my way to Korea, on my first flight to Canada, someone was reading this book, and I was like, what the heck? Like, that is so cool. Like, it's fun seeing someone read a book that you want to read. And then while I was on my plane to Canada to Korea, someone else was reading this in front of me. I was like, what the heck? So I was like, hey, is it good? And she's like, yes, just got to the point where the Shadow Daddy comes out. I was like, okay. But yeah, I thought that was so interesting. People are reading this book, and I feel like it's not talked about, which is a good or a bad thing. I myself want to read it very bad. My close friend read it, and she had said some good things, so yeah. I also put this on our book club reading list because I think it would also be fun to read in a book club. And I know it has to do with vampires and stuff like that, which is different, you know, different from Fae. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And I know there are a lot of amazing things about this author. I know she written The Daughters of No Worlds, I think that's what it's called. I tried to go and get the original cover of that because they used to have that original cover at my local Books A Million, but it was so expensive. It was $38 for a paperback. Guys, it was not $38, but it was like 30 something. I was like, I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm paying $30 for a paperback. So I didn't buy it. But now I regret that because I didn't know that copy or that edition was going out of print, and I have seen the new editions or like the new covers and I hate them, so that sucks. That's on me. I'm excited to read this. I am very much so am, because I have heard good things about it. Another one that's on my TBR is a recommendation from a friend, and it's from Blood and Ash. And guys, this edition is so pretty. This one was at Target. I really want to read this. I just haven't sat down and read it yet. Again, like, I'm waiting to book club to see what happens. Like, a lot of like my TBRs are the books to book from, so I just want to see, and then from there I'll be like, okay, well, now that the voting is over, I can pick for my own TBR again. I am very excited to read this. My friend said some really good things about this. I know this author writes a lot of books as well, and again, like, this is so gorgina, like, oh my god. The font is very tiny. I'm not excited about that, but I am excited to read it. Okay, another one is The Throne of the Fallen, which I have heard also. These two books I've heard some good things about. Also, like, some good things about, like, you know, the male character. So I am very excited to read these two books for that reason. I'm missing like Cassian. I'm missing like Azriel, and I know like I can't read books to always expect that, but I miss them, okay? But anyways, this edition is so pretty. It's the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Also, I just love a book that has like risen, like, I don't know what it's called. I used to know the term because of yearbook. It's like resin so that you can like feel the texture of it. It's so nice. I'm excited to read this. I've heard good things about this. I also like love these like pages for the chapters. So pretty. Another one is Heavenly Bodies, and again I have heard also really good things about this. I am so excited to read this. I have looked up fan art for it and ow, everyone is just Gorgina. Okay. Also my friend was like, let me see, and so she read a page of it. She's like, oh, this is gonna be cute. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I think this is gonna be so fun to read. So look at this like art. Oh my god, this is also a Barnes & Noble exclusive, by the way. These like purple I know people hate solid sprayed edges, but I kind of like them. I think because I don't feel too entitled to like keep it clean. I love throwing the book around, as you saw just for the summer. Yeah, these are really pretty. This is a really pretty cover. First off, how enticing does this look? Yeah, I'm so excited to start this. I got this before I left for the trip, but again, I was just honestly did not read in May. So yeah, that was pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. I don't know, I just wanted to talk about books. I miss talking about books. I mean, like I said, I just talked about books like the other day, but I don't know, just furthermore, and just stuff that I have laying around that I don't get to talk about often. So but thank you so much for watching. If you did, bye.